español, marque el número 2. If you are a veteran or service member, please stay on the line while I transfer you to the Veterans Crisis Line. Your call will be recorded and constantly monitored for quality assurance. You may hear beeps during the transfer to a VCL responder.
So a Nimrod is someone who's a crystal magic for someone and it just shakes a little bit too much. They all start to get vertigo because it's like in these spinal cord, everybody is cooking and stuff. It's bizarre. So I met a younger Nimrod. And his people tried to battle with
the Veterans and Military Crisis Line. Sean speaking. How may I help you?
Ma'am, my name is Mark Hensley. How are you today?
A little Aladdin.
I'm fine, thank you. Did I hear you say your name was Mark?
Yes, ma'am. I would prefer if you address me as AJ.
AJ, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. It's nice to greet you, AJ.
Thank you. Hey, listen, I am most certainly not wasting your time. I'm in the downward side of a rather recent crisis, and I'm up against criminal allegations, and I am using your service to help me work through a lot of issues that have put me in this position. Does that make sense? I can't get therapy. I can't get court appointed to anything, and they're going to try me again for criminal felony harassment against Washington State Superior Court Judge Scott Collier. The alleged statements were made on February 27th, 2021, when I was immediately arrested the next day. So not immediately arrested the next day. I think I did a couple days in jail, and then they released me because they knew it was just a mental health concern and it wasn't a legitimate threat. And they released me, but then I continued to get arrested, and I think I had a couple hospital admits under the psych ward at that point as well. And then finally they kept me in jail, and I stayed in jail for 18 months until the trial, and Judge Collier testified against me, and they convicted me of felony harassment. And my sentencing range was 0 to 90 days, and I did like 540 some odd days, so they just gave me time served. Judge Lewis, I think, is going to be the presiding judge in this case again, and he was the first time as well. As I told you, I think he's a very fair man. Anyway, I need to do a little role playing with you, if you don't mind. I am recording this on my end, and I can edit out just the part that I want to send to my attorney. But I contend with Tourette syndrome, and depending upon how I'm doing that particular day, who I'm talking to, how I feel about them, that can be dramatically affected and affect my Tourette syndrome. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So like if I'm that I'm going to have to talk to a cop, there's a good chance that I'm going to be screaming at a fucking cop. Does that make sense?
Okay. You said you have Tourette's. Okay.
Correct. And I don't want to be screaming at anybody. I don't have a lot of respect for attorneys either. I don't have a tremendous amount of respect for public defenders. Does that make sense?
Sounds like you don't have a lot of respect for much of anyone. What is the role play that you're trying to do? I don't know if I can play an actual role with you, but I am here to...
Can I ask you a question?
Find out what I can do to assist.
May I ask you a question? When you said
Yes,
it,
sir.
when you said it doesn't sound like I have respect for much anybody, what did you mean by that?
Well, the way you said it, you mentioned different people, and I don't want you to get yourself in a situation where something that you say can be used against you. You said that you were recording this.
Yeah.
I don't want you to say something that might hurt you.
You're recording it as well, man. And no, I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know if.
yes, the crisis line is recorded.
I understand that. I know that when I call. And as I said, this is medical legal reasons, and I don't know if they can use it against me in a court of law or not. But I'm the one recording it, so they're more than welcome to. I give them access to almost everything I record. I would have no problems with handing most anything over with full discovery. I just need them to do the same. Anyway, so do me a favor. I am just going to pretend that you're Chuck, right? I thought you and I had a better rapport than we do, but this might help because there might need to be a tinge of hostility in my voice. But if he was immediately shutting me down and not listening to me, I would probably have gone apeshit on him, and I don't want to do that because that's self-defeating. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, AJ, let me ask before you do your role play. Are you having any thoughts of suicide at this time, sir?
And homicide.
Okay, so you are having suicidal thoughts and homicidal thoughts.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And have you had those thoughts in the past as well?
Oh, well, most certainly. Most certainly.
Okay. Was there ever a time where you tried to harm yourself or someone else?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that something that happened recently?
That was in March of 2021, around the time frame that we're discussing. I believe
Okay.
that precipitated my final arrest.
Okay. I see. Was there a weapon involved when you attempted to harm someone or yourself?
You want me to be honest with you? You want me to be coy? But yeah, there was a lot of weapons involved.
Okay. Do you still have access to these weapons?
No.
Okay. Any plan or intent to hurt yourself or anyone else at this time?
Not at this time. Well, there's plan, but not intent.
Okay. What is your plan?
I am going to try to kill as many police officers as possible before they kill me.
Okay. And you said you don't intend to do that. You said you have a plan, but no intent.
Correct.
Now, are you suspecting that a police officer or officers are going to try to kill you, anytime soon?
No, they fucked with me quite a bit. If they were gonna kill me, they would have done it by now. And now we're so deep into it, it won't do them any good. So I openly taunt them, saying that I would have no problems getting them to fucking shoot me at this point, and I would welcome it any fucking day, any fucking day.
Okay. But you yourself have no weapons where you could harm anyone?
No, ma'am, I sure don't.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you for letting me know that.
Yes, ma'am.
And may I ask who Chuck is, or was that just a name that you were using?
That's just a name I'm using because as I said, I'm recording this and I don't want to, blast him. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. You ready to do this?
Well, sure. I'll listen to you and
So do me a
do
favor.
what I can to
Do me a favor. You were probably too smart to become a lawyer, but pretend that you're one. We're role playing, okay? So you don't know me, but trust me, neither does fucking Chuck. So you pretend that you're going to be my public defender, and I'm going to approach you about my defense. You don't know anything about me other than I just got out of jail.
Okay. I don't know that I'm going to be able to be much help when it comes to that, AJ, because I don't want to say something that I don't know anything about. I am
Hey,
not
listen.
an attorney.
Most attorneys talk about everything that they know nothing about, right? You're smarter than an attorney, so
Obviously, I don't have a
no,
first
no. So do me a favor. Do me a favor. That's even better because you'll just ask common sense questions, right? You won't have the ego of an attorney. So you'll just want clarification when you need clarification. If something was easily understood, then you're like, got it. That type of thing. So just be a normal human being. I'm just going to be role playing like I'm talking to this guy. You can be him or you can be you. Just be a reasonable human being with this. Just try it and let's see how this plays out.
Okay. May I ask why you're utilizing the crisis line to role play versus a close friend or someone that doesn't know you that you can communicate with?
If I had those options, don't you think I would be utilizing those options?
Well, if I knew the answer, I wouldn't have asked that, sir. So it wasn't rhetorical. I was being very honest.
Yeah, I told you I was homeless and just got housed, didn't I?
No, you actually didn't, but thank you for telling me.
Yeah, no. So listen, I've called the crisis line so many times, I don't know who I've told what to. So I apologize. I didn't mean to do that. No, I was homeless. I was homeless from April 16th, 2019 until August 14th of 2024. Judge Scott Collier, the one that I'm accused of threatening harm to, was the one that court ordered me homeless. Then the Clark County sheriff seized both my farm and my 2 homes and auctioned them off. They've arrested me countless times and spent millions of dollars of taxpayers' money to prosecute me because I told them I had Tourette's. And they told me no, my erratic behavior was actually because I was on methamphetamines. I've never tried methamphetamines.
Okay, that sounds like something that could have very easily been verified, with a physician. Did your physician, or excuse me, do you have a primary care physician through the VA?
I do, but I don't have that official diagnosis. Does that make sense?
Oh,
So
that's what I was gonna say. That
yeah.
could easily be
So without the official diagnosis, right? All these diagnoses, mental health diagnoses, are subjective. It's somebody's opinion. And I went out on disability on February 15th of 2015 because I told my employer, I have Tourette syndrome, and it's getting so bad that I'm not going to be able to perform the functions of my job. And I went out on disability. And then 2 weeks later, I suffered my first arrest. So I went out on disability for Tourette syndrome so I could get arrested and fake having Tourette syndrome. So they could ruin my life over a course of 10 years and make me homeless. I premeditated my disability.
Okay, and did you say that Judge Collier is a federal judge?
No, he's now a retired Washington State Superior Court judge, but he was a sitting judge when the alleged comments were made.
Okay, so it sounds like this has been going on for quite some time.
March 7th of 2015 on the criminal side. Well, no, my first arrest was February 28th, 2015. So it's been going on since February 28th, 2015. And I've done about 4 years in jail out of the last 10 years. I've been arrested over 40 times. I've lost my children, lost my wife, lost my 2 homes, lost my farm, lost my business, lost my career, and went unsheltered homeless on the streets for 5 years. Finally got housed, and now Washington State is trying to make me unsheltered homeless again.
Okay, that is quite a bit,
Yeah.
and you have very detailed records and a very good memory, obviously,
Yes,
of all
ma'am.
the things that you have experienced.
Yes, ma'am.
Very much so. With all of these things, do you have someone who's representing you? I don't, I'm not inquiring about their name or
Chuck,
or anything.
the guy that I wanted to role play with you with.
Oh, he's going to be your attorney.
Yeah.
Oh, so you do have one.
Yeah, but what I said is I would rather talk to you because I won't freak out on you, but I'll probably freak the fuck out on Chuck.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
How long has Chuck been your attorney?
He was appointed to me on December 18th, and then I saw him in court for the arraignment on January 2nd, and I haven't spoken to him since.
Okay, and your court date is coming up soon.
No, the trial has been set for March 10th, but that's the tentative date, barring any continuances, and there's going to be a lot of continuances.
Okay, so it sounds like you'll have plenty of time to collaborate with him.
Yeah, but I want to say it to you, and then I'm going to record it, and edit this portion out, and then send the 5 minutes of me talking to you, pretending that you're Chuck, to Chuck, and that way I can say all the shit that I want to say, and I'm not screaming at Chuck when he's giving me shit.
Okay. I think I better understand what it is you're trying to do now. I'm glad that I was able to ask the little background information, and you were actually able to provide that, because I was pretty concerned, that these things you're experiencing, you don't have someone representing you, but you do. That person is Chuck.
Theoretically, yes, ma'am.
And theoretically, yes.
I've been poorly represented many times over the last decade.
Okay, and this person you said was appointed to you. Okay.
Correct. And oftentimes, ma'am, I find that you get as much justice as you can afford. Now, Chuck assures me, even though he's a public defender, he believes in my rights to a fair trial, and he would give me just as much effort as he would any paying client. But Chuck has probably a caseload 600% more than any, attorneys with paying clients, right? And a lot of them have serious crimes and different things like that. So Chuck doesn't have a significant amount of time to dedicate to my case. Does that make sense?
Okay. Have you ever spoken with one of the suicide prevention coordinators through the crisis line?
Most definitely.
Okay. Would you like me to set up a request for one of them to reach out to you as well, AJ?
No, there's already one in, ma'am.
Oh, okay. When did that take place?
Probably about 45 minutes before I called you.
Oh, so one of us has already spoken with you and set that up for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I understand. Because I just want to make sure you're getting all of the service and information that it is that you need.
I am, and I'm overutilizing your service and not necessarily using it for its designed intent. But I can't get the VA to provide me mental health therapy at this point. And I was supposed to see a psychiatrist tomorrow. I waited 4 months for that appointment, but then they canceled the appointment.
Okay, and that appointment, are you trying to get it rescheduled?
I have a case manager, and I'm going to talk to her tomorrow. But I flew back specifically today to make sure that I was going to be available for that appointment tomorrow, but they had canceled it.
Okay. Well, you do have the rights to reach back out to them, if you want to. I do see what you were saying about having the suicide prevention coordinator offered to you. Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a safety plan in place?
Yeah.
AJ, if you
Yeah.
ever
Everything's
felt
good.
like harming yourself or others?
No, everything's good with that.
Okay. What is your safety plan?
You know, I really don't want to discuss it. I've talked about it several times, so it's there. It's adequate.
Okay.
Yeah, everything's good with
Well,
that.
I can respect that. It's just I haven't spoken with you about it, so that's why I was asking.
No, I understand. I
don't
respect
know
that
who
as
you
well.
spoke with earlier.
Well, anyway, I see that you're uncomfortable with my role play scenario because I've been trying to get that going for a
Well, you're
while.
more than welcome to do it. I just can't be Chuck. I'm just asking certain questions.
Yeah.
But, like you said, you're going to edit it, and that's fine if you want to say the things that you want to say to Chuck.
Yeah, I do. Wayne, do me a favor. Will you hand me that Shasta thing? Yeah, I need that.
Okay. But are you comfortable telling me, a couple of things that you do to stay safe?
Sure. What would you
Not
like?
necessarily talking in depth.
Yeah. So I am a medicinal cannabis patient, so I utilize cannabis responsibly, and I listen to music. I have a service animal that I'm training. I just got back to him today. I was gone for 50 days and just got him back. I don't know. I take baths. I haven't had a bath in 50 days. I'm going to enjoy that tomorrow. But, I'm not going to clean the tub tonight.
Okay. Well, that's a good safety plan. And see, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to go into any depth. I just like to know that if something were to happen, you do have something that can calm you.
I do.
And kind of bring you back down.
I do. I have medications, both herbal and pharmaceutical, that I have access to. The VA was gracious enough to give me a heavily monitored prescription of Ativan, and I appreciate that. I don't utilize it really, but it's very comforting to know that I have it if I need it. When I was up in Washington, when I got out of jail, I went over 40 hours without sleep, and I was manic as fuck. And had I been down here, I would have taken an Ativan well prior to allowing that to happen and just gone to sleep.
Okay. So did you leave the state of Washington?
Yeah, no, I flew out today and got down here to Reno around 6 p.m.
Okay. Well, hopefully you're, safe and enjoying Reno as much as you possibly can.
Yeah. So can I do this role play thing yet?
Sure, you go right ahead.
All right. So give me 2 seconds and I'll get in on that. All right. No, I'm gonna quit with the coughing because I'm going to send him this video. So I gotta.
Oh, you're videoing it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I said. I'm gonna video this and then send it to him.
Oh, I thought you were just taping, like as
No.
you're recording.
So you go ahead and ask any questions that you want as we go through this. You can be you can be anyone, but here we go. So Chuck, today is Sunday. I guess it's Monday now at 2:15 in the morning, and I'm on the phone with the crisis line because I tend to utilize that service. Been doing so for quite a while. The VA actually encourages it. Anyway, it's interesting because you can call the crisis line and you can get a hold of a non-judgmental, intelligent person that is willing to actually listen to your problem. They have certain, criteria that, they have to ask you safety questions and all sorts of stuff. And that's very problematic for me because I am suicidal. I am homicidal. And I don't want to think about it and I don't want to talk about it. It just is what it is. And, you're not going to medicate that out of me. You're not going to punish that out of me. That just is what it is. So I deal with it. Everybody else involved can deal with it. These people are mandatory reporters, and they don't deal with people like me on an everyday basis. So they call emergency services on me left and right. The police don't know what to do with me. The medical community doesn't know what to do with me because both systems are, irrevocably broken. And then ultimately what happens is I just get stuck behind a overwork or lazy or corrupt prosecutor, and I get hauled up on, bogus charges and stuck in jail waiting for a plea bargain like 98% of, everybody that they arrest. However, I don't take plea bargains, so the vast majority of the allegations that I've suffered in the past have all been dropped. But going through this legal process, the process is the punishment. It's cost me everything. I've lost my house, 2 homes. You already know all that, Chuck. I'm not going to go through all that shit with you. But you probably have heard of me by reputation at the very least. I always had Doberman Pinscher service animals that I took into court with me. I went to court on several different occasions in full battle dress uniform. Judge Collier has been overseeing my cases since June of 2015. He is highly aware that I was a disabled individual, that I was out on disability from my employer. He ordered me up to Western State Psychiatric Hospital for a 45-day restoration. That order was put into place, I believe, on June 22nd of 2015. Now, I didn't surrender myself to Western, I believe, until the first week of October. But yeah, that court order went in, I think, June 22nd of 2015. Anyway, I've been ordered up to Western State Psychiatric Hospital twice by the state of Washington, both times for restoration. So there is no question that the courts are aware of and perceive the fact that this is a mental health issue. So that puts the credibility of the state's case in play immediately. Now I'm going to tell you this is a culmination of essentially the cover-up of corruption within Clark County. They have been persecuting me, a disabled man, for the last 10 years, quite simply because I can't get anybody to say what my disability is definitively. And the reason that we can't get that is because, all of these diagnoses are subjective. And, you basically have to pay a doctor for their opinion. And the only doctors that are being paid for their opinion are the ones represented by the state who have a conflict of interest in giving me my true diagnosis. Otherwise, the state would have to admit that the state is persecuting a disabled man. So I can't get the state to admit to that. And I need funds set aside for a third-party forensic evaluation with full diagnostic panel. So I can tell you what my symptoms are, what my conditions are, what my medication. I have medication that says for Tourette syndrome, right? From the hospitals, from the doctors. It's in all my reports everywhere else, but I'm not going to get a doctor to come testify to that, right? So what I need is I need funds set aside for a private investigator, funds set aside for a impartial psychiatric evaluation. I need funds set aside for my transportation between Reno and Clark County. I want to be an active part of my defense. They have had teams of people for the prosecutor's office and the, Clark County Sheriff's deputies, Vancouver police officers, Ridgefield City police officers, teams of investigators and deputies and prosecutors trying to prosecute me, and I believe the prosecution should have to submit to the courts the amount of manpower that they have spent on me, because I want to maybe a little tongue-in-cheek request funds from the court not to exceed 10% of what the prosecution has spent on housing me and prosecuting me, to include all of their witnesses and their officers and their doctors' evaluations. I just want funds not to exceed 10% of that. And I'll go into further, details with you as to what we can ask for these funds for. But I believe that we can justify these funds because of the amount of times that I've been arrested, the amount of times the charges have been dropped against me, the fact that I had claimed to be a disabled member of the community that they were discriminating against from the very beginning of all of these arrests, because I am a disabled member of that community, and I was out on paid disability leave for my disability prior to any of those arrests. Anyway, there's a lot going on here, and I'm going to have to focus and come up with an email, spelling out exactly what I want. But I wanted to get a video going so you could see how I present, and because I've been making a lot of wild videos lately, and you're gonna yell at me saying that all this shit can be used against me in a court of law, and I say bring it all on. I want full disclosure from them. I want every police report that they have on me from every police department and policing authority out of Clark County. I want every medical report that they have on me, that the state has on me. I want all of this brought forward, and I want to discuss how much money has been spent on evaluating me, how much money has been spent on incarcerating me, how much money has spent just policing me within the communities in which I was living at the time. Anyway, they've
Okay.
they
I do apologize.
no, go ahead, ma'am.
Sounds like you've got everything planned out that you want to say to Chuck, and if you have recorded this and this is what you're sending to him, he has a very clear understanding of all of your expectations and your demands.
Well, that's just the beginning of them, right? This is an evolving process, and what happens is I sit here and I think about this stuff, right? And I don't have anybody to share it with or anybody to bounce it off of. So then it goes away, and because, I meditate on this, all the time. I can't help but ruminate on it all the time. That's why I don't want to talk about suicide or homicide, because then if I'm thinking about that, I'm just thinking about that all the time. So, this way, when I'm thinking about my court case and what I want to say to Chuck, when I have the opportunity to play it out with somebody such as yourself, that allows me to get that out, and then I can go and edit out just the portion that I want, and email that to my attorney, and that way, if I'm having outbursts tomorrow yelling "fuck you, I'll kill you, I'll kill you, I'll kill you," that type of shit because of my Tourette's, he doesn't have to deal with that. Does that make sense?
Okay. Well, it sounds like Chuck has quite a lot to do.
Yeah, Chuck has a retarded client. We'll see how well this plays out.
Okay, when do you intend to send this to Chuck?
He works tomorrow, so I have a new laptop. I actually have never edited the videos before, but I have a MacBook Air, and I'll get on that. I'll edit out that portion of the video. It was probably maybe less 5 minutes, right?
Okay.
Well, how long was I talking to Chuck?
I don't believe 5 minutes, more like 3 minutes or so.
Yeah, right. So he's gonna want it pretty concise because he's a busy man.
Okay, well, hopefully he's not too busy for you. You're his client.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. I'll get continuances. I'll fire him if I need to. I'm gonna get the things that I want this time around. You know, they've screwed me over for 10 years. I know the things that I need, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this shit ordered up myself. I just want the state to pay for it.
Okay, well, definitely sounds like you've got it together, AJ, and I do hope that things go well. I hope that Chuck understands all of your needs and he's able to meet them. I don't, again, like I stated, have any law or degree or any type of experience as an attorney, so I don't know how that's going to turn out. However, I hope it works out for you and he's able to accommodate you, some of the things that you're requesting.
Hey, thank you for your choice of words there. That was rather fortuitous. So I stopped by the Supreme Court Administrator's office, and I told the court administrator that I was going to be seeking ADA accommodations for my trial. And she said that she would get a hold of me on Monday. So hopefully that's going to be happening too. I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes, that my attorney, doesn't need to do. Like I'm going to seek my own ADA accommodations.
Okay. Well, definitely, want to wish you good luck. I hope it turns out well for you. And hopefully that interaction that you have with him is calmer than you suspect that it will be. Because you said that you have a self-diagnosed Tourette's. Again, I hope that doesn't interfere with your ability to speak with him or even your court case.
Yeah.
We are here at the crisis line. You said that you were using us as a means of kind of dealing with what's happening. So, again, I hope that has been helpful for you as well.
No, you've been absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. Can you tell me what part of the South you're in?
I'm not in the South. I'm actually in New York.
You're in New York. I knew you were Afro-American, but I didn't think you were a Northerner.
Okay, that's not something that you asked me. However, again, I do wish you well with this. AJ, again,
Yes.
hope that things go well and you're able to keep things under control.
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
there anything else before I end the call, sir?
No, ma'am, that's it. You have a wonderful morning.
You do the same.
All right,
Thank
bye.
you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.